Hey guys, what's up, and welcome to another episode of the Good Car Show. So this is a special episode that I'm recording because in the wake of the recent press conference that was held outside of Parliament by senior Perikatan Nasional leaders, saying that they had nothing to do with the civil suit that was filed against Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar by Mr. Waytha Moorthy, the founder of Hindraf and MAP. So the best person to comment on this is Mr. Waytha Moorthy himself, and he's joining us today, thankfully, and in a very short notice, to share his thoughts and his reply to the press conference and maybe educate us more on what this whole issue is all about. So please welcome Mr. Waytha Moorthy. Sir, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, and thank you for doing this. It's the second time in the podcast, so thank you for coming back. So, sir, I'd like to start first from the beginning, before the press conference itself. A recent Pakatan Harapan MP has alleged that you had a meeting before the press conference with Bersatu leaders and questioned whether is this civil suit part of that meeting. So, is this all part of a long a plan by the opposition?
Yes, it's certainly not connected. This is
Okay.
an action brought by me in my personal capacity against the Prime Minister in his personal capacity. I read the news by the Member of Parliament, Sharizan, who kind of indicated that it could have been, Perikatan Nasional could have been behind this action.
Okay.
It's not. He's simply making some assumptions based on the fact that we had a meeting with Tan Sri Muhyiddin, I think last month. That was a meeting called by Tan Sri to venture into the idea of forming a larger opposition.
Coalition. So this was the one with the 11 party leaders together.
Yes,
That famous picture. Okay. So
yes,
that's
yes.
the
So
meeting. Okay.
it was just a first gathering. Ideas were thrown. There were many other leaders there. So none of them knew about. None of them knew about the suit that I was intending to file. And I kept it secret right up to the last minute. The public only
Okay.
knew about it one day before when I issued the press statement. So
Press statement. Yeah.
I do agree. Perikatan has got nothing to do with this. I do not know. I do not know why it has to become an issue that requires the opposition to actually
Podcasters
come
like
up with a
myself
statement.
disturbing you.
No, not for the members of parliament to issue a denial in the first place. It's a simple matter. I'm a simple man. I'm an ordinary lawyer filing an action against the prime minister. That's it.
But how did you feel, sir? Because in the press conference, firstly, they really use something I like to call a distancing language, where they refer to you as a Warga Negara Malaysia that comes up with this suit, and and then I mean, I guess we can forgive the fact that they did not know even what MAP stood for.
Parti politik di Malaysia iaitu MAP, Malaysian MAP lah. Tak ingat penuh.
And then they were sort of saying like this has nothing to do with us. They're listening, despite Takiuddin being at the press conference, despite Pejuang members being at the conference, despite even Datuk Ibrahim Ali being there and all these people. How does that make you and the party feel that despite them being there in the press con, now they're distancing themselves from you completely?
The fact that he doesn't even know which party I belong to shows that they are not behind this. You understand? So it doesn't need any more explanation.
Okay.
I believe Datuk Takiuddin joined our press conference because he was interested. When he heard about it, he was interested about the suit. He was interested to know what was it all about. So he came in, and he came in late. As you would have noticed, he came in late. I was also surprised that he came, because Parliament was in session. And probably being a lawyer himself, and the chief whip, I suppose he was interested to know the details of the suit. So he came, and I gave him a copy. You were there. I gave him a copy of the summary of the suit, and he had a look at it, and he commented based on his knowledge in the law. He commented, in my suit against Datuk Anwar, I very clearly said that I am bringing this suit in my personal capacity and also as a citizen of Malaysia, responsible for the protection of a rule of law and the constitution.
Why do you think they have decided to come up with the official statement saying that they're distancing themselves, that this suit has nothing to do with them? Why come up with this statement?
Immediately, I think less than 24 hours after I issued the press conference, panic struck Pakatan Harapan. They suddenly realized that they probably have an unlawfully appointed prime minister. So part of a diversion tactic to divert the attention of Malaysians that, you know what, the opposition parties are behind this initiative to file the action. So basically, it's a diversion tactic. I suppose every other politician will do it, isn't it?
I mean, we understand the suit that after his pengampunan by the Agong then, which was the Sultan of Kelantan, if I'm not mistaken, there was a 5-year disqualification period, which in your suit says that he was elected as Tambun MP within that 5 years, and thus his appointment as MP of Tambun is null and void, and as a connection to that, so is him being PM. We understand that, but why is it, sir, that you feel that now is the time to bring this up, considering that we have such a very difficult time in terms of international economics? I mean, there are many issues. The RMK 13 was just tabled and all that. Why bring it now? What's the solution from this, sir, that you want to achieve?
The solution is simple. Generally, people want him to go. There's well, I'm sure you are aware of the campaign Turun Anwar recently.
Yeah.
I joined the campaign as well. I'm one of those who feel that he is not fit to serve as the Prime Minister. That is my belief. But then again, everybody is entitled to their opinion. That aside, I think he has caused a lot of damage to the country economically, politically, and then it is not only the Indians and the Chinese. The Malays are also very unhappy with him, with his handling of the economy, with the handling of the issues that has arisen in the country. So I happen to be doing some research, as what I said in the press statement the other day, and I came across the statement by the palace on the pengampunan penuh Datuk Anwar Ibrahim. So when I saw that, I was a bit puzzled. I said something was not right, Then I had a look at the Constitution, and I realized that the Constitution is very specific. Article 48(1)(e), read together with Article 48(3), is very specific. His disqualification should continue for a period of 5 years from the time of release, unless the Yang di-Pertuan Agong removes such disqualification. Whereas I have the copy of the this is the media statement, which we gave you a copy as well.
Yes.
And it's very very clear in the statement that selaras dengan perkara 42 Perlembagaan Persekutuan. Now, Article 42 basically gives the power to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong to grant pardons, respite, and another term is used. Pardon is pardon. That's it. Full stop. So the Agong he has asked for a pardon, obviously, and the Agong has granted him pardon. Now the question now arises is, did he also request for a removal of the disqualification? Now that is the question. That's why I think 2 days ago I threw a challenge to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim to reveal the petition document that he submitted to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Now, I from the documents that are available publicly, it appears that he has made 3 requests for pardon. So we need to see in the request that he has made himself whether he had requested for a pardon as well as a removal of disqualification under Article 48. That will prove whether the Agong gave him or not. Probably he had requested, but the Agong didn't grant him the removal of disqualification. Maybe the Agong only granted him pardon under 42. Maybe the Agong didn't want to consider 48. So only if we have that document, we will be able to say for certain what was the only then we will be certain whether his appointment as the Prime Minister is lawful.
Instead of this, why not raise a vote of no confidence in Parliament if everyone is unhappy and all that? Why go this route, which is the legal route, which will take time, as opposed to the quicker route, which is okay? And even PMX has even challenged you all to do that. Why hasn't that been done?
No, he didn't challenge me. I'm not a member.
No, but you are the friend of PN.
No. We have not formally become friends of PN either. That was just a discussion whether we can form some kind of friendship. Now, we have to be clear on that. I think the report that followed after the meeting clearly stated that we are trying to venture into the idea of forming some kind of understanding. And it is at a very early stage, because we all come from different background, different ideology, and different vision and mission. So there was just an attempt to see whether we could kind of, have some kind of understanding. It's very, very premature. Now, coming back to your question.
The vote of no confidence.
Vote of no confidence. That should be a matter for the members of Parliament. Now that I have brought it up, now that I have filed the action, now that details of the pardon is out in public domain, now that Parliament members are aware that the Prime Minister did not obtain the removal of the disqualification, now it is now upon them, the 200 minus Anwar lah, 221 members of Parliament, it is upon them to now make good their oath of office.
Fair enough, sir. But again, even at the press conference when I was listening to you, I couldn't help but think to myself, it's not like in the past, previous governments have respected the constitution to the T. I mean, even if you go way back to Ops Lalang and all this, these were very loose interpretations of the of our constitution. Even you yourself, sir, when you founded Hindraf, I mean, you were jailed and you were persecuted on very questionable grounds. So the constitution hasn't always been followed to the letter by every government that's been in place.
Agree.
Keeping that in mind, in this case, when removing, let's just assume hypothetically that this goes the way that you want it, that eventually Anwar has to resign because it's all proven in court. Because you did come a statement, I mean, no, not you, but in the press conference, Takiuddin said, let the courts decide. But what good would that bring to the country now? Even if he were to resign, it's not like Perikatan could take over. In usual case, it will be one of his DPMs to take over. I mean, it's just it makes things very unstable, don't you think?
No, see, you are making an assumption that if he resigns, his deputy will take over. That is just an assumption. But we must remember, when the Prime Minister resigns, he can make two requests. He can ask for Parliament to be dissolved. And it is the absolute discretion of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong to decide whether he wants to dissolve Parliament. That's one. The second repercussion of his resignation would be the Agong will exercise his powers under Article 43, 1A, to appoint another Prime Minister who, in his opinion, commands the majority of the House. The unity government has a supermajority. So why worry? They have a supermajority. Now that we know he's not a qualified person, he's not a lawfully elected Prime Minister, he should resign as a matter of principle.
No, but my point is,
and
as you said,
the remaining Parliament members within their unity government, any one of them can present themselves as the next candidate for Prime Minister.
No, exactly. So my point is, as you said earlier, you said that one option would be a snap elections, right? That it could be called, a snap elections could be called. So hypothetically speaking, there is a probability that everything of this will benefit Perikatan Nasional. Hypothetically speaking, there is a probability. You must admit.
It will benefit Perikatan Nasional if a snap election is called. Nobody knows how the Rakyat feels.
No, I understand, but I'm saying there is a probability that they could win. Can we agree on that? There is let's assume. I mean,
there is a probability that there is a certainty that somebody is going to win.
Exactly. So in this case, if it were Perikatan Nasional, it would even the slightest probability means that they could win. So that means they could take government. So this what you're doing now.
You are assuming, I suppose. You are assuming.
I'm assuming. Of course, this is all assumptions. These are projections. So my point is that if even at the slightest it can benefit them, wouldn't you think that it would have been ethical and right thing for them to do to stand behind you in this suit? Because this could be the one that sort of breaks the camel's back. This could be their way into government potentially. So
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I don't want them behind my back. You understand what I mean? I am doing this on my own accord as a citizen of Malaysia, as a private individual, as a lawyer who upholds the federal constitution. I'm doing it on my own accord.
I feel that they should stand behind. I mean, that is the ethical thing to do. Because they were there at the press conference. They should stand behind. They can't now say, they can't leverage on this and then at the same time not.
Can I correct you there? They were not there at the press conference. Only
Takiuddin was there, sir. Takiuddin is a senior member.
Takiuddin attended, but he attended in the capacity of a lawyer who's interested to know the details of the case.
Sir, there is something called outlook, sir. Perspective of the people. If he's there, definitely people will think that his PN is here. I mean, it's a perception.
Yeah, I suppose that's why Sharizan issued the statement that Perikatan is behind this. But it doesn't matter to me whether they are behind me or they are not with me. It doesn't matter because I don't think each and every of the opposition parliament members will agree with my views. Just like I suppose you're also aware, some university professors and opposition leaders have expressed their view, as well as the AG yesterday, who came up with a statement with his view on the law. So when it comes to question of law, lawyers are always divided. You can't get two lawyers agreeing on the same point. It rarely happens. So it is a common thing. That doesn't mean that all the opposition members are with me. They may have their differences. They may have a different opinion. They may think that it is not necessary for them to get involved in a civil suit. So it doesn't matter whether they are with me or they are not with me. It doesn't matter. What matters most is the fact that we have a prime minister who's been appointed by way of deception. The prime minister misled the prime minister. First of all, he misled the Perikatan Nasional in the early hours of 20th November 2022. Subsequently, he misled the Yang di-Pertuan Agong by presenting himself as having the majority of parliament members supporting him. So I think he has to go.
Why now?
Because I just discovered this a while ago, probably about a month ago. I discovered this fact. So as soon as I discovered this fact, I immediately made arrangements to file a civil action. But of course, I have to do my homework. I did my homework. I did research. All this needs time. And I took about maybe 3 weeks to go into the law, to actually analyze the law, and analyze the pardon documents, because I know I will get massive whacking for bringing this. I know the repercussions. I know what is going to happen. I know I'll be just like some people are accusing me of questioning the decision of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. All this I knew will come. So I need to do my homework first. That's why I took about 3 weeks, to prepare all this.
No, but then to be fair, you are not questioning the king, actually. You are just questioning that whole disqualification. You are not questioning the king. I think we have to be clear with that. Ideally, would you have liked Perikatan to stand behind you, to have stood behind you?
No, because I do not know what is their mind. It's not ideal. Ideally, the people should be behind this suit. I mean, you have done a podcast with me before. I always said politicians always do things that favors them. So ideally the people should back up the suit, not the politicians. Politicians always come later. When everything's done, they come late. They always come late in the day. But the people should understand that this is something very important. It goes to the very heart of our democratic system, and the people should protect the democratic system of the country.
Will MAP be joining PN? Have you all discussed this internally? Is that an option?
We are open. We are open. After our first meeting, I presented the outcome of the meeting, but it's at a very early stage. There are lots more to be sorted out. We know the elections are going to be in 2 years' time. So
perhaps the reason why PN is sort of stepping back from this, because this entire suit could be looked upon as Perikatan Nasional or the opposition. I'm talking about perspective here, so not internally. I'm talking about what people may perceive, that this is just another thing that they're trying to do because they have nothing else to do. They can't raise a vote of no confidence.
Is something that the opposition is trying to do.
Yeah.
As I said earlier, I've got nothing to do with them. And they've also made it very clear they've got nothing to do with my suit. So it has got nothing to do with them. It has got everything to do with me and the Rakyat.
Is it from the party, MAP? No, is it MAP or just you?
No, not from the party, not from Hindrap. This is from me individually. Having said that, I also think that it is the duty of every elected member and appointed member at the Dewan Negara to actually bring up this matter. So for that reason, I would be approaching Parliament members soon to urge them to look into this very seriously. Probably some of them may not understand. Not everybody understand the provisions of the Constitution. I'm going to take an initiative to explain to Parliament members and bring it to their attention that it is their utmost duty to protect the Constitution.
But in that case, then why haven't they already? I mean, this is a serious matter. Takiuddin was there. He's a lawyer. Why need your initiative? Why can't they bring it on their own? It's a big deal.
I suppose he would have briefed his Parliament members after his coalition members after attending the press conference. It's just less than 2 days now.
Yeah, 2 days.
Yeah, it's less than 2 days. So let's give them some time. Let's see what they do. I hope they take some kind of action. I hope they have some kind of meeting. If they invite me, I'll be very happy to go and brief them.
Thank you so much for coming on, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, that was the amazing Mr. Waytha Moorthy again sharing his views on the suit and, of course, YB Takiuddin's press conference. So there you have it. If you guys have any thoughts, please share them in the comment section. What do you think about the suit? What do you think about PN's statement of taking a step back from this? And let's keep the discussion going, guys. We'll see you also in the next episode. Take care. Bye.